Welcome to this tutorial. I'm going to be showing you how to use the melting point apparatus to record a melting point. When you come into the lab, you need to be wearing your lab coat fully done up and have your safety glasses on and over your eyes. All of the lab scripts contain COSH and risk assessment information, and you need to have read this before you start working. So when you come to measure your melting point, you'll either have something that you've made in a watch glass or an Eppendorf or a sample bag, or we'll be giving you an unknown, which will either come in an Eppendorf or in a vial. So I've got my sample. I'm going to get a melting point tube. When you open the packet, they come out so the closed side is at the top. And you need to get a couple of mils of your sample in the bottom. So you need enough so you can see it. So I'm going to put my melting point tube in and get a little bit of sample in, and then tap it on the bench gently. So I'm just going to put a little bit more in because I haven't got quite enough. So now I've got a few mils at the end of the tube. You've got the melting point apparatus. It turns on at the side and you put your sample in. So there's two holes that you can slide it in. It doesn't matter if you do the front or the back, and you can push it in from either side. So if you want to do it from the left hand side or the right hand side. So you have it on so that you can see it down, and you push it through as much so that the end is visible so you can see it. Now you want to set the plateau, and this is a temperature just below where you think it's going to melt. So you have either made this sample so you know what it should melt at because you can look up the literature value, or I'll have given you a list of unknown compounds and you might think it's one of these, which again you can look up, or I've given you the value, or you've got a list and you pick the lowest melting point to set the plateau. So I'm just going to to set the plateau, you press the plateau set button and then either the up or the down arrow to go to that temperature, and you want to set the plateau a couple of degrees below what it is. So you press plateau set and you can see it's at the temperature that you want. You now want to start recording your melting point, so you just press start. And now the light comes on to show it's heating, and the dial will gradually increase to what it is. And look down and keep having a look at it just to check it's not melting earlier than what you have set your plateau. You don't have to be staring down the viewer all of the time when the plateau is being set. While you're doing this, I would keep your safety glasses on because you're in a lab around other people working, and you're going to be waiting for it to show signs that it's starting to melt. So the edges of your crystals will start to go fuzzy before it goes to an actual liquid. Reach the plateau temperature, so that means that you're just below your melting point. Now it hasn't melted yet, so now you've got to keep a really good eye on it. So I'm going to press start again and it's going to start heating. So now it's reached the plateau temperature, I'm going to press the start again and the green ramping light has come on, and this means that it's going to start heating again, and you need to keep a really good watch so that you don't miss the melting point. Right, and now it's starting to melt. So I'm going to press stop and I'm going to record the value. Thanks for watching, and if you've any questions, send me an email.